What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and this is Big Games BS, part of Den Media Group, presented by AlphaMaleJacks.com. AlphaMaleJacks.com is where a lot of us need to be going right now. We need to be going right to that website. You should be like doing a split screen right here, listening to me on YouTube, and then going to AlphaMaleJacks.com. The end of the year is coming up. You put on some extra pounds, or you don't really know how to get started. And what we're going to do is in 2024, we're going to get this thing jump started. We're going to get it kick started. We're going to do things the right way. Why not go talk to them, fill out the information sheet, get the free consultation so that we can get a blood panel review, see where your levels are at, and then see where we need to go from there. All kinds of different suggestions, all kinds of different plans, all kinds of different things that we could do. And it just works out. That's why you need to go there and get yourself checked out. Before we get started, shout out to 850 Knowles for life. Shout out for becoming a greenie. No more whites only. We need to get Angelo on the green tip. So make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. I guess we can go ahead and pull that up now, Miles. But we are at 3,820 subscribers right now. We're getting there, getting close. We're 180 subscribers away from getting to that 4,000 level. For those who don't know, each time we get over 1,000, we give away 10% of those, 10% of that in cash prizes during Big Games BS. So if we were able to get that this week, because we'll have a show on Wednesday, we'll have a show on Friday. We'll probably do a couple of special shows, but we'll always give it away on Big Games BS. If we're able to get to that, then you will see, $400. Somebody will get $400. Then we'd also give away the amount of likes at that point in the show. So sometimes we've been having, people will get to quite about 100 likes. So that's a way to get 100 likes. Oh, are we been trying to use the IG since it's on StreamYard now, or we don't know how to use that yet? Oh, no, I was just curious. No, it's funny because we'll have another way for people to stream, but the only way we're going to take up, we would have to actually add it. The only way to actually comment, though, the only way we accept the comments is on the YouTube stream. Also, once we get to over 100 people watching the live, we'll drop the link, or we'll do the phone calls, so you can call in. But either way, we like doing the shows where people can kind of chime in and let us know where they're going, especially with the direction, especially with the off season being the way it is. But exciting off season. Had bowl season that started. Didn't watch many of them. Didn't watch the Cure Bowl. The Cure Bowl was pouring down rain, and like I don't know if anybody else realized this, but the state of Florida was basically in a damn hurricane, almost tropical storm type thing. Just rained all day. Was it Friday and Saturday? Or was it just Saturday? All day Saturday. Was crazy. But up in Atlanta in a dome. Oh my bad. I got a couple other more housekeeping things. Go to shout out to my kid, the running back I've been talking about all season, Tion Weish. He was named Action News Jacks Player of the Year. He's been on a lot of the top 5. Jacksonville is a major metro, big football town. There's no sound with it anyway. Big football town. Tion's been doing really, really well. Very proud of him. I think he had 2,300 all-purpose yards. He had 29 total touchdowns. He's led the largest classification in the state in scoring and rushing yards. One of the top 20 rusher in the state, all classifications. The boy is just really, really nice. Runs really, really hard for a kid to be so small. Can't wait to see what happens with him when it's all extremely proud. Saw that. And for my FSU fans, there's a guy named Trub Life. Have y'all heard the song? Guys, comment put a comment, leave a comment if you've heard the diss track that he's did. Because if you have, I'm thinking about having him come on. We talked about it a little bit. I may have him on Wednesday's show, or I may just do another special. You know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna do a special interview with Trub Life. Make sure he gives me. No, he might not have the permission because he doesn't own the beat. So he probably did it for free. Damn, I got to figure out how that works. Well, we want to have Trub Life on with that. Before we get into the bowl game that I want to talk about, the national championship game that was played, I want to talk about just a bad bitch. And I mean this in a great way. Like, I'm talking about this chick right here deserves praise. Really wish she would make national news. Somebody just randomly put a tweet out about her. And I don't think that's enough if we're being all the way funky with it. But Front Office Sports put up, talk about, I think it's Ajaya. I hope I said her name right because I've been telling people, like, you know, if anybody knows how to pronounce her name, please say it. But Ajaya O'Neal, the doctors recommended that she stop playing volleyball because of a heart condition. This girl had open heart surgery, fought through the rehab, and she returned back to action in 2020. In her final year with Texas, she just helped lead the Longhorns win back-to-back national championships. Not only is she beautiful, she's a warrior. I love that shit. Sports is just one of those great things where it just brings everybody together. Where it brings everybody together. You can see stories of great triumph, great perseverance, all that shit. I love it for her. And I hope she's gonna be something great. She's gonna be even greater in life. Like that's some hellified tragedy. When I complained about my back hurting. This girl had her whole chest cut open. Like, kudos to her. Just like giving props. But one of my things is, and I haven't done it very much, I probably started back in 2024. I'm a sneakerhead. I have a huge collection of sneakers. I have a huge collection of Debo slides, and now I'm going to have a huge collection of Uggs. I find something, I like it, and I roll with it. The reverse Grinches came out. I started to buy a pair. I don't like the shoe like that. I would have just bought it, but there's ways to authenticate shoes, and I think people go through this way too much, right? So like, it's this thing where, oh, you're wearing fakes, or you're wearing this, and I don't have time to be like looking at your shoe and picking it up. If it looks fly, it looks fly. But one of the ways to tell if somebody really has the proper shoe is not just what the shoe looks like. Some of these shoes come in custom boxes. There was a Powder Puff Girls dunk release. Like, so anybody who remembers 90s cartoons, remember Powder Puff Girls. They were dope. Them, Johnny Bravo, Dexter's Laboratory, all that shit was kind of cool. But this shoe store, so that you wouldn't resell it, and reselling has fucked up the market. But you know what really fucked up the market is people feeling like they just have to pay for something. I don't like telling people how they have to spend their money. If you want to spend, like, I have a pair of shoes that's allegedly worth $20,000. I didn't spend $20,000 on my shoes. But if somebody is willing to give me $20,000 for my Air Yeezys, then you know what? Damn it, you can have them. But what I'm not going to do is go tear up the damn box. And this is what this shoe store is making people do who bought this. That part. I think they were saying they won't sell it to you if you didn't do it. Yeah, so this is what they're doing. And this is just weird. When like, trying to protect the culture gets weird.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits,
because a lot of
rebels,
you know what? If I want that shoe,
the troublemakers, the round pegs in square holes.
No matter what, I want the shoe.
The ones who see things differently.
Want the whole thing.
They're not fond of rules, and like, they have no respect for the status quo.
So, like, you can't
you can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them.
Online shoe retailers.
About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things.
So what's bad about
push the human race forward.
Like the dunk costs $100.
While some may see them as the crazy ones,
right?
We see genius.
And now,
because the people who are crazy enough to think,
and you've made it $800. You made it $1,000. You priced out the people who will actually wear it. And because all you're worried about is, oh, this shoe has a lot of hype behind it. So I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna flip it, which is so anti-capitalist. But I know me, if I don't win it, if I don't win the thing, I'm just not buying it.
So they could come in and buy a whole group of limited edition shoes, and then
And that's what a lot of people would do. Yeah, same concept. But the PlayStation 5, eventually they're gonna keep releasing it, and it's gonna go down. The problem is like these dunks, they're gonna only release. It sounds like a lot, but it's really not. They're gonna release 10,000 pairs, and it's a popular brand. Everybody's gonna cop them, and I first learned about this, but I have a threshold. Like I don't mind like paying. Well, it depends on the shoe. Paying $300-400. Like it was when I first really got into shoes. I haven't always been a sneakerhead because we couldn't afford that shit. But when we when we got the ABC check and some of the radio stuff was going, when I actually lost my Adidas deal, but I got rid of the gym. So when I had my gym, I had an Adidas deal. So I was only buying Adidas. But then once I got done with that, and I had a contract that stated I could only be photographed wearing Nikes at FSU games because I was alumni. But I had to be wearing like FSU paraphernalia when I was doing it. But when I could buy my first pair of J's, I got Jade out. But I saw these CAO Brasilia is a cigar. I saw the Nike Dunk Brasilias. They were green and yellow. And I was like, damn, I want that pair of shoes. I was like, damn, I looked it up online. It was $100. I was trying to find it, couldn't find it. So somebody put me on StockX, and StockX was selling them for $300. I was like, damn, they selling the shoe for 3 times the value? I'll pay $300 for them. I'm okay with that. And then shit just got crazy. Shit got zany from there.
Does everyone have an equal chance at buying them when they first drop?
Wait a minute. Steven, you really got the Freddie Dunks? Like, those are worth a lot because that's a fringe shoe. Like, they didn't even get they whisper about the Freddie Dunks. Like, they got Nightmare on Elm Street themed dunks. And those things are like worth a lot. But anyways, we're gonna get Sports Zone podcast, 20,000 American dollars. I don't know what they're worth now. Let me go look at StockX. What are my hunt for Red Octobers worth? But they're not brand new no more. So
Does everyone have an equal chance to get them when they come out? Or?
not really. People who got the bots are gonna win. Air Yeezys, red. Okay, well, I wear size. Okay, my bad. It's no longer 20. It's 15,525 is what the Red Octobers are worth. But going to this is the other side of it too is like I wonder what Rod Wave pays. Those shoes that are just that are weird. Like I need people to understand that I don't understand Rod Wave's music. His music is depressing, but I get it now. When I'm looking at his shoes, if I was 5'4", 385 pounds, and yeah, he wild for that. Yeah. But Rod Wave is like really like if he wasn't a rapper, he would be this depressed person. And so I think his music is real. And somebody had to explain to me in the spaces. I think he calls himself a bottom boy survivor. And I didn't. That's what I'm saying. Okay, it's not just me. I don't know. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it sounds like you survived like a rape, man. But they're saying like you're coming from the bottom. They call themselves bottom boys, but I'm like, we need a different name. Like we probably should like come up with something different. But if you show that pair of shoes, if my shoes look like this after I wore them, I would probably be making depressing music as well. Yeah, these are Rod Wave's shoes right here. Like we gotta blow that up a little bit. Let the people really enjoy. Like it looks like his shoes take a sigh of relief when he gets out of them. Like that's RJ. That bottom boy survivor thing does deserve a pause, but they be screaming, them kids be screaming this shit, like they be singing it. Yeah, I be like, yo, everybody. Like, have you seen the quote unquote gangsters that find their rival, their op, and they make them strip and they put them in a chair and they make them twerk?
Whoa!
I'm like, I'm not twerking, dog. If you got a gun, if it's that many around y'all mean to do me that bad. They at a gas station. Let's just kill me in broad daylight, man. Get it over with, bro. Get it over with, dog. Well, what I'm not finna do is I'm not finna be out here popping. And I don't know why you want me to do that. Like, if I really don't like you, I mean, I get embarrassing somebody, but like, nah, them dudes is gay. Like that's like my grandmother used to say, but for people who keep going in and out of jail, she's like, keep going in here with a whole bunch of men there. Do you have a boyfriend in there that you just missed? And I think that's what happens, man. But like, nah. But this is yeah, that's tough. That's tough, man. Bottom boy survivor. That's tough, man. That's tough. I don't want to be. I don't want to be no bottom boy survivor. If somebody comes up screaming to me, singing a Rod Wave song with that scene, I'm gonna be like, hey man, we need some counseling.
Yeah, that's what
What happened to who hurt you? Like, show me on the doll. Show me on the doll where the adult touched you or something like that. Somebody put, but like this shoe, like you can't have a whole like that's a super cankle. Like, just look at how wide that thing is, man. You almost have he can't tie a he got to tie a noose on his ankle, man. Right. Man, this is crazy, man. These shoes are wild, man. But side note, Christmas season. That's why we got to get you. You guys got to get me over 4,000 subs so you can get that $400, so you can get the secondary prize, so that you can get your money. Go tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Real easy. Just push the subscribe button. Then you need to tell them to go push the alert button. Once they do that, consider becoming a member. But I definitely need you to consider becoming a member, because I got hit with some wild shit. And if you go look at the Christmas gift thing, like, I don't like buying people random stuff. I try to get context clues. And my mom is a very hard person to shop for. That's probably why people think I'm hard to shop for. I take after my mother. But my mother has always said, for 39 years since I can remember, I don't really remember the first like 5 years of my life, but for the most time of the things I can remember, baby, I don't need anything from you. I just need you to continue being a good son, blah, blah, blah. You know, that bullshit that people say. I actually mean it. I always try to give my mom something, whether it be that stupid ass macaroni art that we used to do. Like, I know she doesn't like that sentimental shit, or she doesn't show it. But my mom finally told me what she wanted. And I've heard people talk about this before. Luckily, she gave some other options. My mother is in a Black Greek letter organization, the original, the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So she likes her paraphernalia. She likes her colors. Just like I like FSU shit, she likes AKA shit. But I learned a valuable lesson, man. My mom is, I don't know if she's been following you women on social media, but I'm getting nervous. I've never seen her, like, she like Coach purses, but she'll get one like every other year. She wasn't into like the Gucci and she wasn't into the Louis V. She wasn't into all these BCBG, all that other stuff. But my mom said, I want a YSL bag. I'm like, you want in that Young Thug gang? I was like, Mom, they on trial right now. I don't know if we should be buying that kind of stuff. You're a little old to be gang affiliated now, woman. And she said, no, Yves Saint Laurent. And I said, ¿por qué? and she started speaking French and shit. So like I looked at it and I asked my friend Nikki. I said, Nikki, my mom said she wanted this YSL stuff. I know if anybody knows where to get it from, you know where to get it from. Where do I get this YSL stuff? My mama has been a very good mama. My mama says she wants some YSL. My mama gonna get some goddamn YSL. And this picture right here with Idris Elba like choking. When I got sent the picture, I said, goddamn. I said, my mama might not be getting no YSL. That shit costs what appliance costs, man. Do y'all women realize that? Like, do y'all know that? Like, I want this. Like, so this is what women been saying. Like, I got to get a bag for me to love you. I have to buy you this. Do you hear the struggle in my voice for a woman that I know without a shadow of a doubt that I love her? I don't know if you know what that mean. I think it was Meatball said I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. Like, it's just the principles. Like, we could go get a fucking roof for some of these purses, man. Like, you can go get some real life shit for some of these purses, man. Like, that's a whole check. I was seeing they were starting like the little clutch things are like little like they're not even like, I don't even know what that really is, but it's like not a bag, but it's like a wallet. It's like a female wallet that you can carry like it's weird. Like, it's small. It's not a purse, but it is a purse, but it's more like a wallet, and they can like put a little strap on it. But fuck all that. Them start at $1,700. And then what she likes is the big bags. And she was real specific with it. So like, she been looking at this shit. And she even hit me with the like, you know, baby, I never knew that. Let me read, because I don't want to mince my mother's words, because when she speaks, it's very important to me. She's like, what I really, really want costs too much. It's a YSL purse. I surprised myself with 1-in-1. I'm like, motherfucker, didn't like, why you like shit? Like, don't, it's cool. But like, she doesn't really, it's hard when somebody really doesn't ask you for anything. And you like, damn. But like, I don't know who Amethyst Pisces is, but I have Starbucks every fucking morning. But getting into sports, FAMU played in the potato salad. The Cricket Wireless presents the Potato Salad Bowl, the Sweet Potato Pie Bowl, the HBCU National Championship. Howard versus FAMU was a pretty decent football game. I was about to say, we let somebody else in. I'm like, somebody get the code. We ain't over 100. But FAMU beat Howard in a very sloppily played game. But nonetheless, fun if you were watching it. I'm a FAMU, Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University fan. And I was genuinely happy for them because they haven't been able to get over the hump. This was the first Celebration Bowl post the Deion Sanders era. Willie Simmons was able to bring the championship back to the SWAC. The SWAC, which had dominated this Celebration Bowl, even when FAMU was on this other side of with the MEAC, before they switched to the SWAC. But the last 2 years, the MEAC beat the primetime Jackson State Tigers, and Prime did all of this stuff to get to the bowl and did not win it. But I will say this: what saddens me is how people go. The HBCU mantra is "Why not us?" And they're going and they're really attacking the transfer portal. They're getting a lot of retreads. They're getting some people. Most notably, they got a kid, Sage Ennis, who's from Tallahassee, but a white tight end from Clemson that went to Clemson. He's coming back, but they won't recruit high school kids. Jackson State and FAMU lead the charge with having the most like former Division I talent or talent that probably could play on a D1 level at their school. But yet, FAMU struggled against Howard, which doesn't recruit the way they recruit. And Jackson State could never beat, they couldn't beat North Carolina State, nor could they beat South Carolina State in the two championships that they played in, which lends me to believe that there's a great and unique opportunity for HBCUs to be fucking different. Like, I'm not telling you don't take the retreads. What I am telling you is, guys, there are some really good high school kids that are actually getting overlooked by the big schools that you can get them before they go to the big schools. You're literally saying the things that they, like black people love to say is, oh, y'all go over to that white school because y'all think the white man's ice is colder. But that's what you're doing right now. You're literally taking the white man's leftover ice because you believe it's colder than the ice that you can go make yourself. Oh, it's some boy. The South got some quotes, bro.
The grassiest greener was, you had to have your own spin to it, right? You couldn't use the grassiest greener. Y'all had to have colder ice water.
Yeah. A white man's ice is cold. That's one of the things, man. They got some sayings, boy. Sayings and some belief systems that are kind of wild when you think about them, but sometimes that makes sense. But you know, but like, anyways, the game was good. FAMU won. Shout out to them. Willie Simmons is going to be a really, really good coach. My boy J-Rob put Willie Simmons. Can we now admit that Willie Simmons is a better football coach than Deion Sanders? The big school is going to be in line, banging to get my brother. He doesn't have the hype. Shout out to Coach Norvell, congratulating FAMU. He's like, excited to see FAMU football finish with the championship trophy. Willie Simmons is a real one. Keep climbing, and yes, the future is bright in Tallahassee. The game itself led me to have a lot of curse words. The quarterback for FAMU had up and down play. I want people to realize this is, again, FAMU won 30-26. Howard is 6-6. If FAMU was Florida State, they would say that your record, like you barely beat Howard. Like you don't deserve to be in the college football playoff. But this is the Black National Championship. So FAMU is now a national champion, beating a 6-6 team when only two conferences play. There's the SIAC. There's other black conferences that don't get opportunity to do this, but it did lead me to want to do something. I am very, very, very interested in creating another black bowl game, HBCU bowl game. And it doesn't matter what level they are. I'm going to take the HBCU rankings. So we'll take the champ, and I want to see the champion. So actually, it'll be two games. So the Celebration Bowl could be the Black College Playoff, one of the rounds. Then I want to have another round. And then I want them to come to the Bangham in Jacksonville, Florida. And I want them to play for a real Black National Championship. Like, what if Tuskegee could win? I think there's another HBCU that's undefeated. I would like to see that, because here's what FAMU beat. Quentin Williams for Howard was 14 for 27, 106 yards passing, 3 interceptions. Howard did not break over 100 yards rushing. Howard University Bison in an American Football Championship game had 187 yards of total offense. That's not good enough to win anything. Now, they were returning the hell out of the kickoffs, and their field goal kicker hit one. The punter was pretty good, but that's Howard. Let's look at what FAMU did. FAMU's quarterback, FAMU's offense was a little bit more prolific. They were over 300 yards of total offense. Jeremy Musa, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. 1 interception being a pick 6 that literally should have lost FAMU the game. Man throws it right to the guy. Try to do a bubble screen. Like the wide receiver doesn't even pinch the bitch. goes right past him, and pick six, goes all the way down. But nonetheless, as I always say, if games were easy to win, everybody would be undefeated. And congratulations to FAMU for winning the Cricket Wireless Potato Salad Bowl. I hope y'all win it again next year. Blase, blase, good for you. Now, what happened also yesterday over the weekend is the inevitable is starting to happen. The opt-outs for the bowl games are starting to happen. Florida State had some key guys say that they're not going to participate in the bowl season, and they're declaring for the NFL draft. You got three in particular. You got Trey Benson. You got Jaheim Bell. You got Fabian Lovett. We also believe that Jared Verse, Brandon Fisk, numerous others will be declaring that they're not going to play in the Orange Bowl. You've also got collective fan bases losing their fucking minds. So I want to start off with this right here. I want to make this statement because it seems to be go to the Huey Miles. It seems to be the go-to statement for uninformed fans. Now, the uninformed fans tend to look all look the same. They're upset that their favorite players aren't playing. I'm with you, but I always leave the caveat that I support whatever the players want to do. I think going 14-0 is important. I think that they should do this, but I also understand why you wouldn't play if you feel like you're going to get an opportunity to go to the NFL. Especially with the way the game wears on you, the way some of these guys are banged up. But a lot of these guys are making statements, and a few of them are actual businessmen that I know. The actual businessmen are making statements like these are employment contracts. Matter of fact, before I make what my statement is, and you guys can see me with my Huey Newton thing from the Boondocks stating this. And this guy says, I feel if you're getting NIL money, then you should have to agree to the whole season, including bowl games. Players should have some debt gratitude to the football program the entire football season, not only what's convenient for them. That would work if you understood who the contract was between. I don't know if people realize this. The contract is not between Florida State and the athlete. That's only the academic scholarships. The contract is between Florida State and whatever respective NIL collective they are with, or whatever their agent does. An NIL collective or an NIL contract has two things: a clear ask and a clear give. And it cannot be pay for play. So you know what signing a contract that guarantees that you'll stay through the bowl game is? That is called pay for play. What happens is with most of these contracts, in particular the ones that Florida State has signed, these young men have obligations. These young men have, let's say there's 10 appearances that they must make, and that's how they get through the course of January through December, much of which their appearances happen through the summer or through the spring when they have more free time. Once the football season starts, most of them should be done with their obligations to the collective, and now the collective has to be compliant with paying because there has been a clear ask and a clear give that they have done. They're only liable to what they agreed to upon the collective, which is basically your standard marketing contract. You cannot have pay for play. So the fans who believe that, I agree. Somebody put up when the bowl practices start. Bowl practices actually started Friday. So just to be clear, they started Friday. They were in the afternoons while they were hosting visits. Today would be like the real start where guys who aren't doing who didn't graduate. Like, I mean, graduation guys didn't come Friday, Saturday. I believe the entire team should be out there now, but bowl prep actually started on Friday. And I had a guy who posted, let's say they are employees. I got an employee that texted me 10 minutes ago, can't make it to work today. I'm not feeling well. Next idea. They are not employees. That is the fucking problem. You can really make this all go away by making them employees. And even still, you will still have some things. You can fire them. Let's say they are employees, right? Okay, get rid of them. That's what the transfer portal is. If you're one of the top 2% in the nation in what you do, more than likely you will get an opportunity to play somewhere else. I.e., Fabian Lovett wants to go to the NFL, Jaheim Bell, Trey Benson, Johnny Wilson. These guys have draft grades. So what are you doing? Like, what are you going to do? What can you hold over them? It's also, if you want to put buyouts in there, fine. But the step would have to be to make them employees, which is what the NCAA is fighting, because once you do that, there's a whole bunch of shit you got to do. You got to provide insurance, short-term and long-term. You got to do a whole bunch of stuff that the greedy motherfuckers don't really want to do. But for those in the back who don't hear it, NIL is not an employment contract between the athlete and the school. I don't give a fuck how you feel. I don't give a fuck what you want. Your feelings do not matter, and your feelings do not change the facts of the situation. You do not own these athletes because you're a fan, and I'm here to tell you guys, I want you to support Seminole Boosters. I want you to support Battles In. I want you to understand that your $250 a month, while a humongous sacrifice to you and definitely needed and can help go a long way, if you do not pay that, it will not matter. And a lot of fans think, well, if we don't show up to the games, if you don't show up to the games, the only thing you're hurting is the local economy. The football game's going to still get played because of TV contracts. And if you believe you not watching the football games is going to hurt the TV money, and you obviously have not been paying attention to sports. These contracts are 10 years long or more, and they are looking at the long term. They know y'all can't agree to do anything for even a short amount of time. Think about what we were doing in 2017. I'll tell you what happened in 2017. Colin Kaepernick took a knee. Colin Kaepernick got cut. You know what all the black people said they were going to do? We're boycotting it. And you know what all the white people said that they were going to do? We're going to boycott because the NFL let him take a knee. And then everybody else took knees. And then everybody said, we're going to boycott, while the NFL increased in revenue during the entire process. These people play the long game. Rome needs her gladiators. So I encourage you, do whatever you need to do with your time. Go be a better father. Go be a better mother. Be a better husband. Do these things. But trust me, enough people are going to watch. I remember telling Florida State fans, when they did the march for the George Floyd, it was a bunch of fans that said, well, you know what? I don't like them doing that. I called boosters and I said, I'm giving up my tickets. You know what happened when Florida State won? Motherfucker, it's hard to get tickets now. Shit, it was easier for me to get tickets for kids until y'all motherfuckers started going to the goddamn games all the time. I remember in 2017, a lady called in our show, the Sports Den. She called in the Sports Den and said, those guys took a knee in London. Me and my whole section is going to do it. And I told that bitch, I said, ma'am, the Jags haven't been to the playoffs since 2009 or something like that. I said, if these guys go on a playoff run, I guarantee you that stadium is going to be full. And she's like, I'll show you. Man, that goddamn stadium was so goddamn packed and loud. I went to the Seahawks game. That's the one where the dude we hit the player with the bottle. And the dude said, you come into these stands, you're going to catch these hands. Every game was packed. America loves a winner. The same people talking about I'm not going to watch the college football playoff are the same ones who are mad that Florida State is increasing the ticket prices and have taken away stuff and are building these luxury suites, who are going to still go buy tickets. They got you played, brother. They know your hand. Steve Rosario, I'm with you. Seminole Pride, that's what they play for. It's the effing bull. I'm with you. I want them boys to play, but I also understand. Man. But like, it's a wild situation, man. But again, you're 200. You know whose opinion matters? The Dunlap family, the Moores, in Florida State. And if you don't know these people, just like when you go to these different buildings in athletics, if there's a name, just know that person's contribution matters. Like what they say actually matters. Like they don't want to lose that check, because that check is like endowments. That check is like millions. That check is like a lot. Like whoever the $500,000 donor is, that person's like, their opinion matters. But with all of that said, like, I mean, I love the energy. I love that we're proud of winning, but yeah. Damn. But I'm not getting on you guys, but I'm just letting you know people are opting out, and I get it, and I understand. So again, Trey Benson, but even with some of the opt-outs, and I think Nate Greer, I hope I posted I hope I gave you Nate Greer's post. Maybe I didn't, but Carson Beck did put that he's coming back, which I didn't know where Carson was going. I mean, I hope Carson doesn't declare for the NFL, but I think he's coming back. He's going to have a pretty good NIL deal, but he says he's definitely playing in the bowl game. So they'll have their star quarterback here. Like I said, Trey Uno, which is Trey Benson, he's out. Jaheim Bell is out. These guys, Jaheim Bell put 13-0. My decision to come to Florida State was one of the best decisions of my life. The journey has been unbelievable, and the success we've enjoyed as a team and this year has been truly remarkable and something I will always cherish and never forget. I'd like to thank my teammates for all the support and hard work they've put into getting this program back to championship caliber, as well as my coaches for pushing me to be a better man first and foremost and helping develop me into the player that I am. And he shouts out South Carolina. He's saying he's entering the NFL draft. Now, he had another year. He actually did not opt out, but it basically sounds like an opt out. But yeah. People don't know what an NLI is and what NIL is. People are panicking about that. Sean Davis, that's Jermaine O'Neal's daughter. So that no wonder baby got athleticism. And she tough. Jermaine O'Neal was tough. But yeah, it's tough, man. It's going to be, without having our best against Georgia's best, it's going to be crazy. But we can go look at this. Miles, check out the Florida State. It should be the link, the scholarship distribution. So when you go on, let's look at what we are missing, and we'll go line by line when it comes to this. It's in the opt out thing. It should be the 247 one. No, it's not. Actually, while you're going through that, I'll read what Bud Elliott said. It's the last two links in that thing. Bud Elliott actually brought up something that could save this. And Bud, it's a reminder: the craziness that folks complain about with college football is caused by the very folks complaining, deciding to keep all the sports money for themselves and give none to the players. If they want control and not 40% roster turnover yearly through the transfer portal, the way to achieve this is via employment contracts, whether it be school or conference, not by outsourcing pseudo payroll to collectives. If you're under contract, you can't transfer out. It is not ruining the sport, by the way. Interest has never been greater, which is true. And it's creating parity and hope like never before, which is also true. When will this happen? When folks keeping all the money to themselves decide that sharing some is worth ending the craziness, or failing that in a few years when the courts make the decision for them, which is all the truth. One of the things that I can't understand about what our fan base is doing is you're doing the same thing that fans do with the NFL. You call it the millionaires versus the billionaires, which I don't think people understand how far of a difference there is between a million and a billion. But these young men have more in common with you than these network executives, the conference people, and all of that stuff. They're not bad kids. They're trying to make the best of their situation and the talent that was given to them. If there was a fair wage, you would not have these issues. And there's more than enough money to do it. In fact, I'd argue that instead of giving the money and distributing it to the conferences from the TV contracts, you take that money and now you create wage scales for the different players, incentivizing the players to even stay longer. You want to make I don't know exactly what that looks like, but when you look at it, where schools are going to get $100 million annually coming up very shortly, that $100 million should be distributed between 85 players. I would even go as far to say 120, up to 120 players, with your walk-ons. But people have this fallacy that, oh, you're getting a scholarship, you should be happy. That should be enough. Miles, if you can pull up the 247 thing. So let's go to. It's not Lincoln. It's on that same group of stuff. Yeah, if you just copy it and then put it in the thing, it should work. All right. Yeah, so that's what we want to get. So let's look at the actual scholarship players left and the guys who have opted out. So right now, we'll look at the quarterback position. You've got obviously Jay Trav is hurt, so he can't play in the game. AJ Duffy has already decided where he's going with his life. You've got Tate Rodemaker, Brock Glenn, and actually once they get to Miami, they'll have the opportunity for Luke Kromenhawk to practice. So that will give you 3 quarterbacks to be able to do some different things. In the running back room, Trey Benson has obviously declared. That leaves us Lawrence Toafili, Keziah Holmes, and Sam Singleton here currently to be able to play, practice, and be able to do it in the bowl game. Lawrence Toafili is the current ACC Championship MVP. I actually do not mind where we're at with that. Keziah Holmes, I also believe, has a little bit better vision. We have some good things going on there. Sam Singleton did pretty good in his debut against North Alabama. His red shirt will still be intact. He'll be a freshman next year. Bringing in Cam Davis, who will be at practices. Makai Danzy won't be back until after he reports after the spring. He's a big time track athlete. So now you have 4 running backs that will be able to practice while they're down in Miami. Now you're going to lose Johnny Wilson and Keon Coleman, but you also have Ja'Kai Douglas, Portier, Williamson, and Deuce Spann, who we should be looking for things that they should be doing. Hakeem Williams, who came on during the season, but Trevius Jacobs and Destin Hill are also there. Like, you've got some depth, you've got some guys who are unproven, but you also have some extreme talent there. Hakeem being one of the top wide receivers in the nation in last year's class. Biscuit has transferred to Arizona State. That's Marqueston Douglas. Jaheim Bell has declared for the NFL. But you still have Kyle Murlock. You have Powers. You have Jackson West. Or is Jackson? No, yeah, Jackson West didn't declare it, didn't leave. But you have enough guys there to be able to do some stuff. The only person on your O-line that actually meant something that's leaving is Bless Harris. Dr. Richardson is going to FAU. And what's also funny is the guys who have hit the transfer portal, the places that they're going to school. Now, Bless got a chance to go to TCU, but most of the guys, prospects ain't looking very good for them, which lets you know exactly where the team is and what's really, really going on. Oh, shout out to Brad Rivas. I appreciate you. Brad gave us a $50 super chat. He said, just because you do what you do, that is going toward my mother's YSL fund. Nah, I don't get no. This is nitro cold brew, baby. Nitro cold brew. The bottom line is when we go through here and we look at the team, the people that we lost, if we needed those people to play in this game, not the opt-outs, but we'd be struggling. But it would be nice to see a lot of these guys get one more game in. And I am also very curious to what Florida State is going to do in the portal, and more importantly, what's coming up. And if you go down to early signing day will be Wednesday. It would be our show will be sometime in the middle of the day. We'll know, or I may have to go in the evening on Wednesday. And I may just do a signing day show during the course of the day. If you look right, you're gonna probably have to hyperlink it. No, it's the that one, the signing class, 2024. Florida State's in great position. Again, I would never know that Florida State went 13-0 and has currently the number 3 recruiting class in the nation, based upon the way social media is presenting it. I would think that Miami was 13-0 and they have it, or Florida was that. But when we look at this and you look at the rankings right now, Florida State is only a few points behind Ohio State and Georgia. This is the best recruiting that we've had in quite some time, and people are still bugging out. Now, Georgia's probably not gonna drop. Florida State, however, is poised to increase because depending upon how they finish. Now, what my sources are telling me, and I can only go by what they're telling me. I'm not telling you what James Coleman feels. I'm telling you what my sources are telling me. Grillmaster Robert Scott is a freshman because he had a COVID year, he had a redshirt year, and he had an injury year. My sources are telling me that we'll get Jeremiah Smith and LJ McCray. If Florida State, and I did the calculations earlier today, if Florida State gets those two guys, that will put us at 298 and 97. We'll probably higher. We'll probably get to 300. That would drop Ohio State because Jeremiah Smith is currently committed to Ohio State. Oh, and my bad. I got that too I took Armando Blunt out of our class. I don't believe Armando Blunt is coming to Florida State. I believe he's flipping back to Miami. And if we get Williams, and I don't know where, I wonder where, I didn't even look at that, where Amari Williams is now that he's reclassified. I don't really recommend 247 for a lot of things, but I do like the fact that they have the class calculator to where you can go have fun if this is what you like to do, and you can go predict recruiting classes and such like that. But I didn't put Amari Williams in there. Amari is dope. And I like what KJ Bolden, and a lot of fans are like, oh my goodness, like, have some fucking pride, man. Flips happen. Here's the thing, that if you want life advice, if you really want life advice, when it comes to Florida State, if you see me panicked, you know what you should do? Panic. If I'm not panicked, Cool. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be straightforward with you. I don't have time to troll. And with that class, and if we go and we look at what Mike Norvell's been able to do, if you get Dumas, the linebacker from Georgia, who's coming here, who's supposed to be coming here, if you get Marvin Jones Jr., who's already looking at apartments in Tallahassee, if you get Cam Ward or DJ Ukulele, if you get some of these guys, you get the D tackle from Colorado State, you enhance your roster. You're enhancing your roster with the best of the best. It is no longer a bunch of guys who we have to necessarily just go and develop. They're already developed. You're in rarefied air. Oh, we are over 100. You know what? We're gonna try this. We're gonna try the Bluetooth. We will put the number into the chat. You guys want to call? Y'all can chop it up with us. We'll call it the Den chat. But a lot of you guys really need to go get your testosterone levels checked, estrogen levels checked, relax, vibe, cool out, do what it's coming. The good things are coming. But I understand. Oh shit, oh yeah, I paused it. I believe we'll have a top. I think we'll have a top 2 class, and I believe when we're done with the portal, we'll have a top 5 portal class. We won't have the number 1 portal class because we're not bringing in 30 people like Dion again. And I'm probably going to come on here and bitch about another Miami fan who's afraid to pay me the money that he owes me because we had a bet on Florida State having the better recruiting class and winning in the offseason. And he lost both of them. What up, all dubs? One, Miss Pisces, I need you asking a lot of questions to be a white. And I don't know if you're white or not. I'm saying you're a white in my chat. I need you to become a $3.99 member. I need you to become a greenie. But I think if nothing else, Florida State will be out in 2025. She asked, when will Florida State be making the announcement that we're leaving the ACC? We will break that GOR and force them to come get that bread.
Green means member.
Yeah, green means member. Somebody put in there, they don't know what that means.
No, I'm just.
Oh yeah.
She's new.
Yeah, listen, greenie. Yeah, what happens is when you're a member, green, you show up green. Gabriel, are you fucking serious, man? I literally just got done talking about recruiting in the transfer portal. That's cool. No problem. I'm with you. But yes, edge rushers, Amari, LJ McCray, D.D. Holmes, Marvin Jones Jr. I think the kid from Colorado State's coming. Like, we got a good amount of guys coming. As you should. Let's go. Let's take a trip back down memory lane. 1, we ain't been this good in quite some time. 2, Florida State went 3-6. In that offseason, they were able to pick up this guy by the name of Jermaine Johnson. Jermaine Johnson was a journeyman, had no stats at Georgia. Jermaine Johnson came in, set the ACC on fire, did his thug dizzle, left. And there was this guy from Albany, FCS school, didn't win very much at that FCS school. Had all the tools that everybody said we're gonna take a gamble on. A young man came in the shadow of Jermaine Johnson, did very well. Came back. Now I want people to realize that Jared Verse he wasn't a 5-star, he wasn't a 4-star, he wasn't a 3-star, he wasn't a 2-star, he wasn't even a 1-star. He was no stars. Seto. Sans stars, Stardos if he was French.
Did he not play high school?
He played high school. It just people didn't know about him. Happens. He came, got developed, got into a good system. You know what happened? Happened to all of you guys too in this comments. If you would just listen to the show, man got an infusion of the Fuller D. And it's what can happen to you when you get some Fuller D.
Should we give the D line coach?
Yeah, JPP get some love. JPP developed Jermaine Johnson. JPP developed Verse. Odell got Fisk. All these guys are good. Shout out to Steven. Greeny. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Get that green in your life. But again, don't worry about what's going on there. Just know that all these men's testosterone, these young men's testosterone levels are going to increase because they're dealing with the Fuller D. That Fuller D just swing, man. Just let it hang and go. Penetrate the O. All I'm saying is that when Mike Norvell was not producing, I was his number one critic. When Mike Norvell improved, I had to give props. In the spring after the 5-7 season, I went out there and stated that this is the best first day of spring that I've seen in the last 5 years. And we went 10-3. There's nothing more real going to come to you than from this channel. We're going to always tell the truth.
Remember when we had him on? You interviewed Mike Norvell
Numerous times.
Wasn't the standard.
Numerous times. It took Denny Thompson, the Gator fan, to say, yo. Matter of fact, I think we still have that somewhere in our old stuff. But Denny was like, yo, how many times you going to remind this man he went 3-6? And I told him, the only times I like to see the numbers 3 and 6 together is when I look to the left. Or I walk in my house, I look to the left, there's a white jersey that says 3 and 6. And I look to my right, there was a garnet jersey that said 3 and 6.
That was on radio.
Live on radio, no ducking. People said I hated Mike Norvell. Actually, you know what? That's what made me respect Mike Norvell. Mike asked to be on the show. Mike didn't duck that shit. Mike said, hey, man, all right, I got to talk to you. When it was 3 and 6, I said, shit. Mike don't want to talk to me now. I'm like, damn, Mike. But all that being said, I appreciate you, Pisces. I love the engagement. I love all of that stuff. If you guys got any questions you want to call, the number's up there. The number is up there. But again, I say that to say is Mike's giving me 3 years of being able to trust his process in the transfer portal. So I'm going to give him the grace. Now, we could question recruiting, but if he pulls this class off, then we probably need to back the fuck off a little bit. But there are things that we need. We do need, I would like to see another, well, depending on what they do with Jeremiah Smith. Actually, even if they get Jeremiah Smith, I want another wide receiver. I would like a transfer portal tight end. I would like another two D tackles. I would like some more DNs. We need linebackers. Secondary is strike. Because just think about Florida State fans, how you guys were feeling about the secondary last year, the safeties in particular. And think how much better the safety play was with just the recruits that they brought in. At a certain point, you got to be able to have faith. Steven, I believe we're 10 wins. I think this is a 10-win squad next year, too. Moving forward, if you go back to the recruiting stuff, let's look at what could happen with the University of Florida. That's really where it gets interesting, people. Is Miami's currently at 7. And Miami's probably going to end up signing 30 commits. So that alone would jump them into the top 5. They'll probably get Blunt, which will give them another 5-star. And they'll get what's the dude's? I call him. It's sad, but I think he has he looks like he might have an extra chromosome. His name is Ardarius Hayes from Largo, Florida. So he's from down that way. He's a 4-star linebacker. Now remember, Florida had this thing where they were like they signed all these linebackers. And I said, guys, are y'all sure y'all want to sign that many linebackers? Because they're not going to all stick. I think damn near every one of them is projected to potentially be leaving. Oh, I thought Miles Graham left. I thought he flipped. I thought they have, but they got so Adarius Hayes is supposed to be flipping to Miami. Amaris Williams is a guy who's potentially flipping to Auburn. Xavier Phillips, I just call him Philistine. He's from Texas. He's a 5-star corner. Guys want to take a wild guess where he's predicted to flip to? Texas. McCray, I'm predicting flips to Florida State. And if only God were this good, DJ Lagway would flip on signing day. Or, here's what I do believe will happen. They have not hired an offensive coordinator yet. DJ Lagway stays committed to Florida State, but he does not sign on National Signing Day. What happens is you can still early enroll. All you have to do is sign your grant and aid. You don't have to sign your national letter of intent. So if he signs his scholarship papers, he's fine. And you can sign that whenever and just enroll early. That's how people have been doing for years. But I think he's going to give them a chance to get their shit together. But imagine Florida losing all 3 of their top 5, their 5-star prospects. Hold on one second. Hello? What's going on? No, who's this? Oh, what's up, man? I'm doing my show right now, unless you're trying to get on my show. I'll be in Tallahassee on Friday. Larry's. That would be great. Be awesome. If they lose LJ McCray, Xavier, the LJ McCray, the D lineman, Xavier Phil Sammy or whatever his name is, and Adarius Hayes, that would drop them to 18 currently. And that's not including a bunch of other guys that they could potentially, like I said, Miles Graham is a potential. Amaris Williams is a potential guy that they could be missing out on and losing. There's a lot of guys in this class that they're potentially going to miss out on, which is good, but you never know. Oh, yeah. Miles mutes it when I take the call and it's not from y'all because who knows what things could go left. You never know. Might have been something important. Miami, again, on the other hand, Miami's ranked 7th right now. Miami gets Blunt. I think they'll bump them up to the top 5. There's some other guys that they're in it for. Miami's class is huge, but like, so is Oklahoma's. They're also they're trying to find some pieces. They're bringing in a bunch of people from the transfer portal. They still don't have a quarterback though. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They got a lot of time, man. They got a whole wonder what the. Let's just talk about this top transfer. Top. I'm trying to find where the transfer portal team rankings are. Oh, right here. Oh, that's basketball. That's what FB stands for. There we go. So Ole Miss. This is the other thing. My friends are just like, we're not doing anything in the portal. Oh my God! Like we need the transfers. You know what Florida State fans said? Well, everybody said about Florida State. Miami fans, Florida fans, everybody said about Florida State. Yeah, it's not sustainable.
Unknown caller.
Hello? I was like, you calling to chop it up with us? All right, hold on. Let's see if we can get this, Miles. We're gonna figure it out. It looks like oh shit. First, that's what I'm talking about. What up, Connor?
Hey, what's up, big game? How was last night?
Last night was cold and very disappointed. That's what we'll probably be getting into next. My thoughts on the Jags. But I wanted to talk a little bit about Florida State and some college stuff.
Oh yeah, I saw you on the TV last night. You looked so handsome, but you looked like you were ready to go home.
All right. Yeah, it definitely was. It was very, very late night. I was there I got there around 4:30, and I did not leave until almost 2:00. And they lost, and I don't understand how they lost, and so that gets very frustrating.
Oh yeah, for sure. Being a Florida State fan, it's tough this year, but also exciting. 13-0, but didn't make the playoffs. But you had the opportunity to beat Georgia and put the national media on standpoint.
It's a lot of it's ways to look at it. I think if you look at it as a negative, which it can be, definitely is. You'll go in and you'll just be, oh, woe is me. And then what's going to happen is you're going to get your ass whooped in front of national TV. But if you go in there with the right energy, you can leave with changing the perspective of the entire conference.
Yeah, I know it's early, but I mean, how do you think we're going to stand up against Georgia?
I don't know yet. I got to see who opts out for Georgia, but it's not looking optimal right now. I can promise you that. Like, if you don't have Jared Verse, you don't have Brandon Fisk, you don't have your linebackers with Kalen DeLoach and Tatum Bethune, you are really in a bad spot. Going up against that offense, which isn't necessarily prolific, is just better than the talent you currently have. Mixed in with that, you already are down to your second string quarterback, who's already feeling a little sorry for himself. It's either two ways that Tate Rodemaker is looking at this. This is a great opportunity for him to be able to show the world what he can do, or holy shit, these people are ready to replace me, and I don't know what I'm going to do. And I hope he's just like, I don't give a damn. I'm just happy to be here, guy. I'll graduate next year, and I'll go sell insurance and coach high school football. So I don't really know what to think about all of that, but I'm going to have, what I do think is Mike will have them prepared regardless of what it is.
Are we going to have all our players playing?
Nah, I just railed off three that were that are definitely not playing. And outside of that, I mean, we have 13 guys who actually were on scholarship that have hit the portal. And of that, only 3 had significant time. So
I got you. Well, I just wanted to call in and chat with you, and hope you have a good Christmas.
All right, man. You as well, man. Appreciate you.
All right, bye.
Love it when guys call in. I also love it when it works. So, we kind of segued it going into the Jaguars game. The Jags did the impossible almost. And I want you to click on the first thing right there, Miles. And there are 4 scenes here. If you just like blow up the picture. This is just the first half. might have all been in the second quarter. The Jags had the opportunity to score 20 points in the first half. They missed 2 field goals. Well, yeah, 1 field goal was in the first quarter. The second one was in the second quarter. I believe this was 3 consecutive possessions. The Jags missed a field goal. Trevor Lawrence is running inside the 20, and I believe he gets inside the 15 and fumbles the goddamn ball after making a first down. All he had to do was slide. Then the next drive, right before time is running out, big time catch, gets you on the 5-yard line, 12 seconds left. If you clock it, you get 2 opportunities to take a shot at the end zone or at least leave with 3 points. The game at minimum should have been 10-3 before halftime. Instead, you don't score at all. The Jags are one of the best, are a team that's going to be in the playoffs that have not had one game where everything went right. Like, not one game have they looked smooth or like a professional franchise. Trevor Lawrence in year 3, and a lot of people like to bring these things up, but that's fine. But at first, I thought people were taking it with the Texans quarterback, what he was doing what CJ Stroud was doing out of context. CJ Stroud, from a mental standpoint, looks light years beyond Trevor Lawrence. Trevor, at times, has the field awareness and the football IQ of a toddler. He has absolutely no idea what he's doing. I like that Doug Peterson took that on coaches. He said he wanted to be aggressive when they were inside the 5 with 12 seconds left. But as a coach, as a player, you have to be like, all right, I understand and recognize the situation. Let me clock it so that we can get into a situation to score. The opportunity to be 10-7, go 10-7, or the opportunity to go into the half 10-3 is a lot better than the opportunity of going in with no points. Like, you're legitimately in a situation where everything sucks, and for whatever reason, people feel like any critique on Trevor Lawrence is like automatic hateration. Like, you can't say anything about Sunshine. Nobody is above reproach. Nobody is above critique. The man ain't been doing well all season. He had a couple games where he's had the numbers, but the defense, they won games early on in spite of Trevor Lawrence. And what's crazy is the score is not indicative of what the defense actually did in the first half. They actually really did a good job of rallying around Lamar. You, as an offense, did not reward the defense for playing in the manner in which they played, and it should have been 20-3. And it's crazy because it's the turnovers, the fumbles, the bad throws, the bad reads, and the play calling by Press Taylor. It's a concoction of fuck up that nobody understands how they are 2 wins away from being in the playoffs. And with the schedule that's coming up. Now, the problem is, that's how I'm afraid of Houston. Competent quarterback play competent coaching and competent quarterback play has elevated them quicker than what they're supposed to be. And what's crazier is the Colts are proving my point. And then he argued with me. I said, I don't want a generational talent at quarterback. Don't know if that shit works. What I do know what works, and what we're seeing and what Cam Newton got roasted for, which, by the way, every one of y'all owe Cam Newton a fucking apology. He was right about Dak.
Saying Dak is not to be trusted.
But look at Tua. Jalen Waddle, one of the top wide receivers. Tyreek Hill, one of the top wide receivers. 2 very good running backs. A good tight end. All you got to do is just put the ball into play, be a point guard. Same with almost all the good teams. That's what Gardner Minshew does a decent job of. I'm here to tell you, nobody want to hear this shit. You could have done this shit with Gardner Minshew and saved a lot more money. But what I'm saying, yeah, but even Blake, in Blake's time when they went, Blake did not turn the ball over, and he distributed the ball to the guys who were to the playmakers. Now, that's not absolving Calvin Ridley of not being what we thought Calvin Ridley was going to be, but the reality is Calvin Ridley is old. I know he sees in his rookie contract, but that motherfucker my age. That dude was 20 years old when he went to college. His knees, your knees start to ache when you get like 26, 27. The man's old. Christian Kirk is needed, but he's had surgery, which will probably put him out for the rest of this season. And damn crazy Zay Jones that pulled his hamstring. The only thing he does skilled is beat his girlfriend. And that's not good. Now Trevor's in concussion protocol, and we're going to have to play C.J. Beathard. You know what C.J. Beathard isn't? Good. We got to play Tampa Bay with the ailing secondary, and that's actually breathed new life into damn, what's that motherfucking name? The quarterback that I hated with Oklahoma. It was with the Panthers. Anyways, you got we'll come. It'll come to me. It's not Sam Bradford. I don't know why I can't think of it. He's like Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield. I was gonna say great value, Johnny. Great value, Money Manziel. But now you got to go up against them, and you play Carolina, which should be a win. I can't believe Carolina actually won. Went 9-7. And then we played Tennessee. That's how we end the season. But and we played Tampa Bay at 4. We're the 4:00 game. The only thing that sucked worse than watching the Jags was my prospects get destroyed. Dak destroyed my prospects. I bet on Dak, and Dak treated me like that. Everybody else did well except for Dak. You have no pass rush with the Jags. Josh Allen I don't know what the fuck has happened to him the last 2 games. I told y'all about Trayvon Walker. Everybody argued with me about Trayvon. Well, he could rush the pass. That's not, you don't draft what somebody could do. And number one, I could be a 5-star chef, but I don't really cook. You draft what people actually are at that position. You draft a pass rusher. Secondaries is toasted, and your linebacker core stinks. You got the African that's pretty damn good, but then Devin Lloyd just be out that bitch fucking freestyle. It's sad. But what's crazy is it's still the NFL. And you know what's cool? They're not going to knock us out of the opportunity to play for the playoffs because we're on our backup quarterback. That he is exponentially worse than Trevor Lawrence. Defense came to play. If the offense could find any kind of hope in life, the Jags could be in the playoffs, and that's really what you hope for, and that's really where things come into effect. Like, you got to be able to do that. But I'm glad everybody's kind of seeing it. And it's cool to see people play heels that they're not. And this was creative until it wasn't. But Miles, I need you to look at our Jaguars nocturnal creatures. But before you do that, let's pull up Michelle Roche. She put, someone just told me that the Jags lost last night because the Jaguars hunt in the daytime. And I'm absolutely using that as our excuse today. Put us back on TV in the sunshine. If you don't realize, the last couple games the Jags have been playing have been on primetime at night. We've lost our three. No, we're 1-2 in our primetime games this year. We have lost those, but I think actually I have it right here. I wanted to pull it up, but the Jags. Okay, here we go. The Jags are considered crepuscular and nocturnal, meaning they're most active during dusk and dawn. These are the times when they're the most likely to be hunting. That being said, it's very common to find them hunting during the daytime. Maybe she has a point. Maybe we are not nocturnal hunters. But goddamn, the Jags can give you hope like nobody's business and then take it away from you. You want to see what it looked like? We got some video. Here is what hope looks like, and here is what Trevor Lawrence is telling you. Not so fast, my friend. Jaguar fans felt like they could feel things are trending in the right direction for them. And then Trevor said, "What? How dare you have hope?" Go ahead, push that.
Woo! That was a pretty ball.
Let everybody get set. Got 12 seconds. Snap the ball. Go. So I'm go back a little bit, Miles. Let's just do some film prep here. So we got mirroring routes here. So in the mirroring routes, we've got go push play again. We've got a flat, and then we've got an out route. That's what it looks like on both of them. So the first wide receiver is trying to take guys up and do this. Now go back to the beginning of this, Miles. Now what you have here is you got one safety high, and you go to the numbers. You've got 3 numbers here to the bottom where Trevor's throwing it, which is opposite his dominant arm, which isn't a hard throw, but you literally have 3 on 2. Now, if you look to the top of the screen, you've got 2 with a safety back. If you were going to make that fucking throw, you make it to where you have numbers as well as you have a running back that's there, and probably that running back is there. That's why the safety is occupied. If you put Travis Etienne on the other side, the safety probably shifts over. But I want you guys to not look at the bottom because I'll go ahead and spoil it for you. The motherfucker gets tackled in bounds and they run out of time. But look at the top.
Golly.
So if you were going to do it there. But I want to take a moment. This is young man with the Penn State. He made some big catches last week. So I'm not 1,000% hating on him. Is it again? You can hear talking? No, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's from the Bluetooth, whatever that sounds like.
Oh, all right. You got to drop this, Parker. Like, you see the guy right there. Don't let him get the interception. Bat the ball down. That's all you got to do. That's all you have to do. Like, you know you're not going to make this play. Referee, you could have gave us that call. But look where you made a 1-yard gain. You're better off throwing it out the back of the end zone, man. And now you want to clock it? So that's fuck up. That was actually fuck up number 2. Number 2 for Trevor. If you go look at the next one, we have just Trevor minding his business, making his way downtown, walking fast, but whatever the thing. Just watch him. There's not a soul by you.
He's been playing well, but
he just fumbles it.
Oh, no.
Moments too big.
What was he?
Pissed down his leg. He's not trying to. They were saying he was trying to switch the ball. He wasn't even trying to switch the ball. It just slipped out. He got afraid.
That is a ghost.
This looks like, those Buffalo Wild Wing commercials when they're like, we want the game to extend. And then they just push like something random. That's what that looks like. That's not his ministry. This is why I hate when people like, it's not Trevor's fault. It's the game. If you get 1 to 2 play, you don't get those 1 to 2 plays back. Man, Steven's right. We could be the Falcons. The Falcons somehow. That's who lost. That's what Carolina lost to, I think. I mean, Carolina beat, if I remember correctly. It's wild. They fucked up my prize picks too. My boy Wig put, I've never seen a team with a winning record not play clean at some point. They play like an AAU basketball team that only gets together on the weekends for tournaments. It's like really bad. Like, I don't really know what else to say, but I'll say this. I'll end on a note of petty. And women, y'all can answer this for me, because I think sometimes I was talking about this in the space. I don't know if women know what winning is sometimes when it comes to men. I always joke, you'll never out whore me. It's not something you want. You don't want to go at a whore for whore battle. I'm a guy. We're going to win. LeBron James is a diabolical, petty individual, if you believe this elaborate scheme. LeBron got into it with Ime Udoka, Nia Long's ex, her baby daddy. Got in a little argument. LeBron's best friend is Rich Paul, a guy who confessed his undying love for Nia Long was a rapper by the name of Cameron. Cameron happens to be a good friend of Rich Paul. So he sets it up to where Nia gets to meet Cameron at his birthday, and they're saying it's for LeBron. Now, Nia news a lot lately because a lot of early 2000s and 90s rappers are basically giving her the love and affection that they couldn't get from her during the early 2000s when she was untouchable. But now that she's no longer like that excellent the 10, she's not low far down. She's like a 9, maybe an 8, high 8. I actually really think I hate that scale. I think we need to do what Patrice O'Neal said, 0 to 30. It gives you a lot more, like because what if you're a fine ugly person, or you're an ugly fine person? Like, like you could not be a 30, but you're a 20 though. Like you're still finer than most people, but you're just an ugly friend in your fine ass friend group. Yeah. But what if you're a 10 in this scale and you're ugly, but you're not the ugliest person in the world? Like you fine for the ugly people, like you fine for your West Virginia small town. You got all your teeth. Like all your front teeth. But like I don't know, does Nia know she's being used, or do you think she just doesn't care? She just likes the attention.
I don't think, because I haven't heard her talk out about it or try to capitalize on the attention. So I think she just doesn't care.
Oh, Montre. Cool. My bad, Montre. This is not, wait a minute. Nobody said that Nia Long does not look good.
Oh, yeah.
That almost made me want to talk like that guy on that guy's the TikTok. Come closer. Like, nobody said that Nia Long was not fine. Like, Nia Long's fine as frog hairs, as to use a country saying. But she's older, man. She's getting long in the tooth. You know who else is fine? Felicia Rashad. But that doesn't mean all of us are going to go try to get an A. That's called senior abuse at this point. But anyways, man, that's the show. Appreciate you guys chopping up with us. We'll have I'm probably gonna try to get my guy Trub Life, who has the amazing diss track for all Seminole haters. I'm trying to get him on a Tuesday. Wednesday we'll have a signing day special. Make sure you come check me out on Sporadics with me and Chris Frazier, 8 p.m. tonight. And then Thursday, I'm sure George has something with the Renegade Report going on. Again, it's getting to that point where it might be exciting for a few teams in the Big Three. Miami should be much improved next year. Florida State should still be on the track to win 10 games. Recruiting is good. The only team that's doing bad right now, and I can't say that I'm not happy about it, is the University of Florida. So on that note, unless you're a Florida fan, y'all have a great Monday. Make sure you get those Christmas gifts, that Christmas shopping done, and subscribe to the channel so we can get to over 4,000 subs. We'll see you guys next time.